Oh, yes, 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 yes. Massive game coming up in England in the APL where Liverpool are traveling over to Stamford Bridge to play Chelsea. Talking about Stamford Bridge, this used to be solid. During the days of Jose Mourinho, it used to be very, very compact. But lately, it seems like any team can go and demolish the bridge with impunity and walk away. And I do believe Liverpool are looking forward to do exactly that. We are going to preview this game. We're going to start with the form of both teams, and we're going to look at a predicted 11, the formation, and predict how this game is going to play out, and then predict the scoreline. We're going to try to do that as best as possible. Before we do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so we can promote the channel together. Let us begin with the form. Currently, Chelsea are not in a good form. They've been awful, terrible. Apart from even getting results, they have not been playing well. The Chelsea we saw at the Club World Cup, and they were the champions. They won, and it was convincing. I thought they put the world on notice, but they fell off. They fell off. All right. Well, they are coming from a back-to-back defeat in the EPL. One to Manchester United and another to Brighton. If Manchester United is pounding you, believe you me, that is bad luck. It's a bad sign. And it might be probably the genesis of Chelsea's problem. Well, another defeat was to Brighton. So it is really looking rough. If Liverpool get the win tomorrow, then it means there will be 3 consecutive losses for Chelsea. That will not look good at all. As for Liverpool, things are also not smooth. They started perfectly. Five wins out of 5 games in the EPL. They were looking like they were flying and things like that. They went to the Champions League, defeated Atletico Madrid. They look really solid. However, though, I warned them, Lady Luck does not stay with you forever. She has to go somewhere else. She has places to be, and everyone is calling Lady Luck. So those late goals, they were not going to happen every single time. So they have suffered back-to-back defeat themselves. One in the EPL against Crystal Palace and another against Galatasaray in Istanbul in the Champions League. So this is going to be a clash that both teams, will be looking forward to winning this one desperately, okay? Because it will not be good. The only downside for Chelsea is they are having a lot of injuries compared to Liverpool. Talking about injuries, we always wish injured players the best. We wish them speedy recovery so they can come back and entertain us with their talent and skills or gifts. Let's get to it. Chelsea, it's going to be hard to predict their starting 11 because either Maresca bring in an academy player or then perhaps look at a player to partner with Badiashile as centre back. And that is because, like I mentioned, they are missing a lot of players that are centre backs. One is Colwell, Fofana, Tosin. Who else are they missing? Tosin, Fofana, Colwell, Chaluba. All right. So that is a big miss. So I'm looking at an option wherein Rich James might play as a centre back, like the right side. So like the right centre back, because he's a right back, and we have seen him played as a midfielder in the Champions League. He is versatile. He is a utility player, and he's experienced. So perhaps Maresca will be like, you know what, James, I'm going to slide you as a centre back and pair with Badiashile. That's an option. And if that's the case, Malo Gusto, we play as the right back, Cucurella as left back, double pivot of Caicedo and Fernandez. Now, when you talk about the front 3 as well, it's going to be very difficult because we don't know whether Liam Delap and Cole Palmer can make it on time for this game. Let's assume they don't. Then we might see Pedro Neto on one side. We might see Garnacho on one side. And Buonanotte will play behind Joao Pedro. But if those guys make it on time, perhaps Liam Delap would play as the striker. Joao Pedro on one side, Pedro Neto on the other side, and Cole Palmer would play behind Liam Delap. But again, it is going to be tough it all depends on whether they make it and if they're fit enough to really play. But if that's the case, if they could make it, that attack looks like a little bit solid, which would be really good for Chelsea and their home. As for Liverpool, Alisson Becker is injured. I think KSR, who is not even playing, but it is what it is. I don't think they're missing that much. Mamadashvili is a very good goalkeeper, so it shouldn't be a problem. So the predicted 11 for Liverpool will be Conor Bradley, a right back, left back Robertson. I think he's gonna come in ahead of Kekes because he didn't play against Benfica in the Champions League. He's well rested, ready to go as a champion, and of course he's an experienced left back. Of course, centre back pair I expect to see Konate and Virgil van Dijk. In midfield, it's gonna be tricky. I mean, Arne Slot has a luxury problem of deciding whether to start Florian Wirtz or not, and it is a fine problem. I don't know whether he will go for the midfield that gave him the EPL, McAllister, Gravenberch, and Soboslai. In which case perhaps he can move Florian Wirtz to the left. Mo Salah on the right, and then go with Alexander Isak as we saw Hugo Ekitike walked off uncomfortably against Galatasaray. Which means Cody Gakpo we have to go to the bench, or if he goes with Cody Gakpo, on the left, then perhaps he might start Florian Wirtz, behind Alexander Isak, which means one of McAllister. I think McAllister will go back to the bench. Well, this is a tough one, but it's a tough problem to have, right? Like I said. But in any case, now when you spend 120 plus million on a player, it becomes very difficult to put that player on the bench. But if you ask me, by performance, Florian Wirtz should go to the bench, like right now. And I get it; it's a new league, right? And it's a big money signing. He is trying, but unfortunately, it has not been working out, right? And if you're coming from a back-to-back defeat and you want to win, I mean, I don't know. I will go with players that will get me the win. But we'll see what happens. Let's get to how we think this game is going to play out. Now, this is attack heavy, versus a defense that is a makeshift, obviously. So I do expect Liverpool to look forward to, to take advantage of the fact that Chelsea are missing, a lot of center backs. So like it will be more of like let's attack, and attack. So I expect them to pin Chelsea really further back. Chelsea might be playing kind of a low block or mid block at best. They're going to struggle to come out, especially if they're missing these attacking options, right? Because then Liverpool will have to worry less, and then just keep, pushing Chelsea further back. So which means Liverpool is expected to dominate possession, control the game, dictate the tempo, when to play fast, when to play slow, and just try to control every decision and just, all right, and Chelsea will just have to take, whatever, Liverpool is giving to them. That is how I think this game is going to play out. Chelsea, on the other hand, because they'll be so deep, they need to get fast, when they get back position in transition and try to take advantage, of counter-attacking opportunities, because that might be their only way out, right? Because I do believe they might not feel really confident to stretch the game and just leave. I mean, as experienced as Rhys James is, I mean, we're assuming he plays, center back. Now it's going to be tough. Now, if you bring an academy player, then it's another big gamble, right? So if you stretch the game, now that might be a problem. Battershield is good, but he himself is not, he's not really at that level as well, So this is going to be tough, because it is an inexperienced side. It is a side that we have seen, struggle with, being disciplined enough and things like that. So I don't think, it will be wise enough for them to just open the game, stretch things out. And, I don't think so. That could work in favor of Liverpool really, really quick if that is the approach. But again, it's football. You don't have to play pretty all the time for you to win. It's good if you play well and then win. That is what I like as a fan. But in situations like this, where you're obviously short, if you can get a win, anyhow you get a win, I think is a good win. So my prediction, having said all of this, is going for Liverpool, and the scoreline might be. I don't think Chelsea will score a goal. No, 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 no. So I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win for Liverpool. 2-0 win for Liverpool. All right. Well, until then, stay blessed and peace out.